afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you and welcome back to The Radius. My name is Tabitha.
Yes, my name is Chindi.
And we are coming back at you today with the lifestyle and wellness segment about a challenge that Chindi is proposing after discovering the benefits of...
Yes, the benefits of cold water. Now, before we start with that, how was your week, by the way?
Oh, my week was excellent. I really don't ever... I won't ever report having anything wrong with my weeks because I believe that even in a week that's a total loss, there's something that's... there's lessons to be learned, and it's kind of just like to be optimistic. So every week it's more or less great. I don't have any complaints. Work was good, and I'm just trudging through. Went through a couple of events. Today, for example, I attended a friend's 85th anniversary of their church, and the mayor came to give them a proclamation and declare today, July 16th, St. George's Day in Albany, and they went over their history. And the irony was, while I was there, you were at another church and you happened to pick up a book about Gnosticism. And ironically, their church is an Orthodox church, and then for lunch we went to Mamun's Falafel. Now, their church originated with Syrians in the early 50s is when, basically they attended a building for many years, but then they commenced having a church in the 50s with the Syrian community. And Mamoun's is owned by a gentleman from the Syrian community. Yeah. And you so happen to be reading the book, so that's the serendipity of the moment, I guess, that we tend
Definitely, it is. It's amazing.
Another event I attended, and when I have some more time, we'll definitely dive into it, is the AntiPoverty Event, which was the Capital Region Truth Commission on poverty. So they have commissioners from all walks of life and different backgrounds, and it's a labor religion coalition, and they came and listened to testimony from the community. So we'll definitely go into in depth about that because there was a lot of things that I walked away with in terms of information. And you, how was your week?
Oh, my week was great. I tried to keep a positive attitude, but things can do happen. But I'm learning. I'm learning to keep it positive. I mean, you're very positive overall, but for me, I kind of go in this cycle. Sometimes I'm very positive. Sometimes I'm very like, oh my goodness, how come the world is so much like this? So yeah, definitely.
Yes, and you also had a celebration yesterday?
Yes. Well, it's not my birthday officially, but I had a party yesterday. It's very beautiful. Well organized by you. Very, very well done. And I had a number of people show up. My official birthday is actually tomorrow. But I really enjoyed myself. I don't like talking about my age, so I'm not going to tell you that. But anyway, thank you very much. And that's the part we're going to talk about. Let's delve into the Cold War thing.
Yes.
And see what happens with that.
Now, many know that there was an ice bucket challenge previously, and this is not similar. However, we are proposing that people actually implement. Now, let's actually step back a few steps. Most of us think of your morning routine, and when you think about getting ready for work, what are your first, things that come to mind? Probably breakfast, some coffee, nice hot shower. I guess is really invigorating and stimulates all of us when we're ready to go, tackle the day. But you read an argument in an article about actually taking cold showers, and you've implemented the practice for how long now?
I've been doing this now for a little bit more than 2 months, I think now, and it's worked really well.
Well, what was in the article that made you want to try and keep it up?
Well, it was basically the guy was talking about something that's been a tradition. Actually, it's a tradition that exists for many millennia, and he talked about that. But it was a Navy SEAL who says that I think everybody should wake up with a cold shower because it energizes you. It really wakes you up. And so you should always start with a cold shower before you do anything, or cold water, something like that. So
what are the time frames and the way you would approach it? So apparently you could take a bath or a shower, and how do you approach both of those?
Okay, there are two ways of approaching it. One way is to immediately go into the cold shower, and then you just open the shower, and then you start taking a shower, and that's it. Another way is if you have a bathtub, you would have ice that is put in the fridge, and when you wake up in the morning, you pour this water into the bathtub, and then you put the ice into the water, and then that makes the water colder. It works out, and So
and then you enter the tub.
yes, you enter the tub. That's it. And of course, if you have a small tub, you have to do it in two sessions. If you have one, large tub, it's easier. You just slip in there for about. I recommend 5 to 10 minutes. Do not go more than 15 minutes because then you're dealing with all sorts of problems.
Hypothermia.
Yes, and so you don't want to do that.
Okay, from a science standpoint, I understand that apparently what I've encountered, for example, is in the hair washing community. If you've ever gone to a salon or had, hair that's been washed in a salon, they typically wash your hair with warm water, which does a lot of things. It stimulates your scalp. It opens the hair shaft. It's receptive to soap and things. And then when they're ready to close your hair shaft, they use cold water from a scientific standpoint. Similarly, I've heard that cold water for your face, it makes your skin softer, is what I've heard over the years. Now, I've even heard of cold showers, but I've never saw anyone implement it into like a regimen, if you will, or their morning routine. So in the article, what were some compelling points? And we'll of course post the article below, but what were some compelling points that he made?
The article actually the point that he made was that he talked more about energy and health. That it really, really makes a difference in your health. It does really help with the lymphatic system. I'm not an expert at that part, even though I did biology some years back, but I'm not that good at, explaining it. But basically, it's the lymphatic system apparently doesn't have a pump, and so the cold water enhances it, and the lymphatic system is supposed to clean up waste in your body, and so you get rid of waste maybe in a better way. Also, when you wake up, you're usually sleepy. You're in a comfortable zone. You don't want to get out of that zone, and then when you get that cold water, on you, it's like, oh man, I've got to wake up. I've got to be alert, and I gotta do, I gotta begin working and doing other things.
So frame it for our viewers. What was your morning routine before?
Morning routine before was I woke up. Depending on the time, depending on the day, I would sometimes went running, and then came back and took a shower. And normally those times were energizing, but sometimes I would just wake up, go into the shower, and I have a nice hot water, drink hot chocolate or tea.
Kind of coax yourself into waking up.
Yes, or coffee. And then I'll try to wake up. And normally, to be frank, those days that I didn't run, I was sleepy, quite sleepy.
Sluggish.
And sort of working half asleep. And, thank goodness I don't do a lot of technical stuff, but you can imagine what would happen if I did. So.
Okay, and now when your morning routine consists of?
My morning routine consists of actually waking up in the morning, taking a cold shower, or putting my water in ice. I interchange the two, and then after that, depending on what I'm doing, I'll either run, but I always use cold water. I've even stopped using hot water at all. It's that even if I take a shower twice or 3 times in a day, it's just cold water. I've grown to enjoy it. It gets uncomfortable in the first 30 seconds. It's uncomfortable, to be frank. 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And the first time I did it, I used to kind of scream, which was make my roommate try and find out. She'll be just like, "Why is he screaming?" But after a while, I'm used to it, and so I don't have to scream anymore. I don't even have to ease myself into it. I just go into it and then.
Okay, and when you say cold, you mean like cool?
Yes.
It's cool. It's not icy.
Icy, yes, but it is if it's a shower. But if you do the ice water, it's really, really cold because you have your whole back and your whole thing into there, and you feel it. The first 10 seconds, it's just like. But after that, your body gets used to it. It adjusts. And
do you follow up with the normal temperature shower or?
Sometimes, once in a while. Now I do it like twice a week.
Oh, wow.
Just for the fun of it. And when I do it, it really feels so good because it's like I've not done this for a long time. So when I shower, it really feels good. And this is the thing: when you do something that's really uncomfortable, when you end up doing something comfortable, you really appreciate it more. But you know, if we're used to showering with hot water, and so when you bath, when you go ahead and bath with say lukewarm or cold water, and then you go back into doing hot water, you know, it really makes you you feel energized.
Okay.
And it,
Well, what I want to say is I definitely want our viewers to join us on this journey of taking a shot and giving it a shot, more or less. This guy in the article, and now you, have so many things to say about taking colder showers in the morning. Now, we want to caution people to not give themselves hypothermia. So don't immerse yourself in ice water for any exceeding amount of time for, unnecessarily. Basically, we want you to stretch, which is the premise behind Radius, is sort of adopt something that could really improve your life and improve, your morning routine potentially.
Definitely.
So what you may want to try, because I'm going to give it a shot. So for accountability, today is July 16th.
yes.
And I'm going to try it every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be out of town on Thursday. So basically, will report back with, And what I'll say to our viewers is, believe it or not, this is actually how I became a vegetarian. I took a course that was kind of like a holistic sort of meditation course and things. It was immersive for a weekend. And pretty much consists of being a couple of days over a weekend where we were not permitted to. If you were a smoker, not permitted to smoke. If you were someone who consumed alcohol, not permitted to consume alcohol. And if you ate meat, not partake in eating meat, because the idea was to cleanse yourself and purge yourself of toxins and things. And what occurred was, I said, they gave us all a challenge to see how long we could keep it up, and most of the time it's until we have our reunion, which was like 30 days or something. I've started in July, ironically, of 2014, stopped eating meat more or less, and I never went back. So it shows you that if you implement something, you take time and you take steps. It was the first time I was able to successfully implement vegetarianism, and I've made numerous attempts at it before, but failed for reasons or another. So we'll definitely give the ice shower challenge a shot, and we'll post it on our blog for you to check in and tell us if you tried it also, and all over social media. Are you giving it a shot? And we want to acknowledge that we're at the Radius headquarters, but we're outdoors because we want to get used to some natural light and the beautiful atmosphere. But why I keep looking over is because ever so often there's like a squirrel or something. And they're like, squirrels are the ninjas of the animal kingdom to me. They're just, funny. So with that being said, thank you. And definitely give the ice shower a shot.
Give it a shot, definitely. And thank you very much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. And it was nice having this conversation with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.